Hello, I'm Dr. Daviso, and welcome to my presentation on the Think Tac Toe approach. The Think Tac Toe approach is a high leverage practice as well as an evidence based practice. Let's look at what this approach can do for us to improve the instruction for our students. This approach takes into consideration of differentiating assignments. Using this approach improves the student response to instruction by making it more relevant to their learning goals and allowing students to approach their learning in their own way. The assignments you implement may also be differentiated. This helps promote different ways of thinking about a concept or a task and different ways of approaching or implementing a concept. It allows the student to learn at their pace and learn through their style. This approach was developed by Tomlinson, and who is a recognized expert in differentiated instruction. It's designed to be aligned with key concepts and standards and has been applied in a number of ways, including cognitive and learning styles approaches. This is a very robust approach to differentiating instruction. Let's see how this is going to work. All right, as you can see, it looks just like a tic-tac-toe board, but as usual, the center square is the most important. It's the core content. It's what you have actually presented to the students. Your lessons are structured and students are directed with clear requirements. Everything, all their expectations are spelled out. So, one of the first approaches you can take is taking the vertical approach. This is where we look at knowledge and evaluation. These are two standard ways information is presented and displayed by students. You might have them list things, label, name, identify the who, what, where, and when. When it comes to evaluation, they might learn to assess, decide, rank, or even compare different topics. Another approach is taking the horizontal across, looking at the same core content, but this way we're looking at things like comprehension and synthesis, where students may have to summarize or interpret, compare and contrast. And then when we look at synthesis, they might have to prepare, generalize, or rewrite a certain topic or re-explain it in their own way. Those are pretty standard approaches, but for real differentiation, you might start to look at the different approaches in the corner. In the corner, we find approaches for kinesthetic learners, for tactile learners, where they can begin to take their skills and maybe implement drawing or playing board games, making models, activities where they're going to be moving around and being actively engaged. On the opposite corners, we're looking at visual and auditory learners. Maybe they might get into computer graphics, maps, graphic organizers, which we've talked about already. You might have them interview somebody else or debate a particular topic. These are all activities that can enhance the content you're looking at in the center. And all of these approaches can help students. Let's look at an example for hazard analysis. I've used this example in prior video lessons since it's a career and technical standard. This is to identify different ways that hazard analysis can be explored using this think-tac-toe approach. If it was for visual, you might have them explore the internet to find videos that can be used. For a kinesthetic learner, you might actually have them demonstrate proper hand washing techniques. That can even be videoed and used as an example. For tactile, students might need to obtain examples of chemicals that might be used in the kitchen. Let's look at another one. This is a think-tac-toe board for a math unit. I found this online. A teacher just developed a bunch of different ways students can actually demonstrate understanding of a math concept based on their interest. Here's an example that a teacher used for vocabulary. Students were to create a word map for 20 different words that they were going to be exposed to and expected to learn. And there's numerous ways students can go ahead and demonstrate their ability to learn this material. everything from creating a crossword puzzle to even creating a comic strip. The key here is finding different ways that keep students engaged so you can see that true learning is taking place. Another version of this focuses on this tic-tac-toe menu. This I really like. If you explore further online, you'll see that there are a ton of different approaches. This is probably my favorite. The students are told to choose one particular set of activities, either across, up and down, or diagonally, and they're going to complete those 4 activities in order to demonstrate learning. So this is the approach I'm going to expect my students at the University of Akron to use for their example. I made you guys a blank tic-tac-toe menu. You can find it on Springboard or on the Live Binder, and you can type into this form. And what you're going to do is you're going to come up with a subject and a grade level. What are you expecting them to learn through a certain activity? And you're going to come up with 16 different ways students can demonstrate their knowledge. And you could use the circle right over here. I left it for you because it contains all the different buzzwords you can think of when it comes to having students demonstrate knowledge, apply it, and synthesize it. All right, so this is your assignment. As you can see on the screen here, I've developed a PowerPoint that you can type into, and you might not be able to see the text boxes, but I want you to see on the screen that they are there. The background you can't really screw up, and by the way, I was wrong. It wasn't diagonally, it was the 4 corners. That's what I meant to say, 4 corners. So you see, as you can see here, you're going to type in an approach in each box, and then you're going to put in the directions or the tasks that you will want the students to complete in order to demonstrate their understanding of a specific concept. Once you do that, you're going to go ahead and highlight the text and make sure the font fits in those boxes, make it nice and neat. As you can see, boom, there it is. So you'll have your approach and then what you're expecting the students to do. Make sure you use that circle to help generate ideas. Once you're finished, I want you to save this as a PDF and then export it and save it to Dropbox. Any questions? You know to ask me or email me. Good luck.